it's kind of hard to talk about Steph and not think about Draymond Green, right? So, one thing Draymond did just recently, right? The Knicks played Denver and Nikola Jokic, and they beat them pretty good. And Jokic didn't have a good game. There was some content creators that always talk about how good Jokic is and how much of an MVP and generational talent he is. I couldn't believe my eyes and ears when I heard them talk about how bad of a game Jokic had. And when Karl Anthony Towns was guarding Jokic, I didn't watch that game, but I seen a tweet from Draymond Green criticizing Karl Anthony Towns. And he pretty much said, you're guarding Jokic. As a matter of fact, I'll show you the tweet. He said, Cat in a full front on Jokic. So I guess he wasn't playing behind Jokic in the post. He was fronting him. And it wasn't even a half or 3/4 front. It was a full front. He was fully in front of him, which means if you're fully in front of the postman in the post, then you got to have help on the backside, right? So I guess we're saying we're forcing you to go somewhere else with the ball. And I don't understand how you could watch a game, see someone with a game plan obviously implemented by their coaching staff. You execute this game plan to a perfection, to a point where Jokic has a bad game and you win. And a gremlin face, turd with teeth, is going to go on Twitter and try to criticize the player for playing in front of Jokic and not playing behind him. He said Cat is in a full front on Joker. This is how dumb this is. Even if you win the game, it don't matter. You would never hold the respect from an opponent to win at the highest level. Pride must make you sit down and guard. Even if you up 40, winning is a mindset. And in order to win a championship, then you look at the bottom, you have to win the mental edge. That's why only a few guys per era will all win all the championships. They understand that thing. This is what bothers me about Draymond Green. This is not something you're supposed to be saying, right? You're not one of the guys in every era. You're not one of the few guys in every era that gets championships. Steph is. You're just on Steph's team, right? So Draymond Green talking like this is the equivalent of, I don't know, who's the championship team as of late? Who won it last year? Boston won it last year. So what Draymond Green is saying is equivalent to I guess you can say Al Horford, right? Al Horford, you're on Jason Tatum's and Jaylen Brown's team, right? This is the type of stuff we want to hear from them. You can't go out there and boast like you're one of the few guys who get rings. You're not one of the few guys that get rings. If you wasn't on Steph's team, you wouldn't get rings, right? So you can't boast that, number one. Number two, it's dumb. They won the game, and Jokic had a bad game. Mission accomplished. So this is what's going on with Draymond Green. Draymond Green has this thing where when the new team is up and coming and about to start getting a lot of attention, he tries to bring them down. This happened 3 years ago when Memphis kept beating them. Ja Morant, Dillon Brooks, Jaren Jackson Jr., every time they played Golden State, they was whooping them. And Dillon Brooks was talking a lot of trash. And Draymond Green went on his podcast and talked trash about Dillon Brooks, and said that, you know, he's a clown, and championships in Memphis don't begin with you. It starts when you leave, and stuff, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, he had beef with Dillon Brooks, you know, drew a wedge between him and his team. And that's what he does. You know, he tries to cut the legs from a team that's up and coming while they're still young. Then last year he did the same thing with SGA and OKC. He's gonna go on his podcast and say y'all soft and y'all not gonna win nothing because y'all do those post game interviews together and y'all look weak. So he came at SGA and OKC last year for their post game interviews because they do them all together. So this is just another opportunity for him to see a team that's going to start taking the shine. Nobody wants to see Golden State Warriors play no more, right? And this new up-and-coming team is taking the shine. Karl-Anthony Towns, Brunson, they're building something over there. And here's the jealous Draymond Green throwing his insults at them. This don't even make no sense. But listen to how everybody on Twitter came from him, man. The comments blew Draymond Green up, boy. I'm reading the comments. It says, Cat says all the right things, plays hard every night, is an all-time talent offensively, and these jealous, washed up, or retired players still find ways to hate. He and Brunson will win a championship together in New York, and it will be more valuable than anything this man has ever accomplished, right? Nick's Muse said, you have a game. You have a game in 21 minutes and you're tweeting about Karl-Anthony Towns. Maybe that's the reason you're in 11th place. Go to the top right. Biggest crybaby in the sport. Worry about making the playoffs bum. Nick's World. Love how you act like your game is anywhere near Cats. Laughing my ass off. You've been backpacked your whole career. Steph, Clay, and KD's water boy. Do you ever shut the F up? Effing loser. Always yapping. You'll never effing learn, clown. I wish Steph never carried you to your championships. You have abused your platform and you have made a mockery of the NBA countless times. Leave New York City and the Knicks alone, you clickbaiting bum. Yo, it's so funny, man. Look, the last tweet at the bottom, Skip, say less. It says Joker with 17 points and 35% shooting from the field. And that was it. So and I think he oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. And he got Zoolander, he got LeBron as a meme right there. Then Punk Girl says the one who rides Steph and KD's nutsack. Please, boy, run your own team or even be the second best player. You are a role player with a big mouth, all bark, no bite. Right. Then the last one, it was my favorite. Degenerate sports fan said, was it a mindset to fly over to KD and cry on your knees for him to bail y'all out? Was it a mindset to then run him out of Golden State a few years later over your ego? Yikes. Right. So that's how that went for Draymond Green. I thought it was funny. This is the crazy thing about it. He then goes and tweets after that and tries to insult everybody that was in this comment section by saying, and he said something like, imagine me. No, he said, I'm going to enjoy not reading all these tweets from these bums that blah, blah, blah. He said something crazy like that. You got to go to his Twitter and find out what he said. But he was basically saying, I'm not about to respond or read y'all messages, y'all clowns, and paint your face or something stupid like that, right? But yeah, that's Draymond Green. I just thought that was funny to just point out, man. That's Draymond Green running his big mouth as usual. And his time is up, man. I mean, everybody is owning him. I don't think nobody is falling for his antics no more. I think Golden State's realizing they made a freaking mistake. They should have listened to my podcast. I told them exactly what to do with their money and when to get rid of Draymond and Clay. They could have had a whole new roster built around Steph right now, playing a different brand of basketball because, trying to do Splash Brother stuff with only one Splash Brother who's aging. He's 36, 35, 36. His legs don't be there every night, especially after back-to-backs. We've seen a lot of 1 for 12 3-point nights from Steph this season, 1 for 10, 1 for 9, 2 for 7. It ain't the Splash that we remember, right? So, and then he's getting hurt off and on again, and so is Draymond. A lot of waste of money that way, and they still one of the biggest payrolls in the NBA right now.